Gentlemen, suck my dick.
It's the SHOGUNCAST, the most dangerous cultural podcast on the internet. With your host, the Bane of the Woke, the Harbinger Heritage, the Mad Shogun, Aaron Alexander. Featuring the man who doesn't need to stay frosty because he's always frosty, Snowman. And the id of the Shogunate and frequent visitor to the principal's office, the Mad Dog Matt Wheaton. Plus a random cast around the internet that could drop in from time to time. And now, from Central Florida, overlooking the shores of the Gulf of America, around the internet and into your devices, let's get ready to rumble! Good evening, dear viewer, and it is I, the Bane of the Woke, the Harbinger. Here is the Mad Shogun, Aaron Alexander. And this is the SHOGUNCAST for December 10th, 2025. We have 15 days, 15 shopping days, I should say, until Christmas. But it seems like we got a bunch of Grinches over in Europe. Because they basically want to say, oh, you can't handle speak, ho, ho, ho. Fucking Euro commies. Also, is the Western AAA infantry on borrowed time next year? Oh my god. Got a lot of crap to talk about today. Well, as much as I can for a slow news week. But, whatever. Hit my saxophone. Alright, let's get down to it, boppers. Where are you? Where are you? What? I swear to God, I can never seem to find the damn Discord channel, but here he goes. Good evening, gentlemen.
You know, when you say boppers like that, Aaron, it made me want to watch the Warriors again.
I know.
Thank you, God, we're not covering the Game Awards. Thank you, God.
We're not covering the Game Awards. We're not covering the streamer that cringy ass streamer awards. The only good thing about that one was Flight actually won something. Flight team, stand up. And speaking of which, how you doing, 343?
Hey there, Mr. A.
All right. So yeah, we're not covering that cringe shit here because we tried that last year and Snow fell asleep.
Yeah, not. Oh, hang on.
Hold on, where is everybody anyway? Yeah. By the way, we have pork chop and Snow here tonight, and Snow, what do you? Let me guess, he's getting dinner, isn't he?
Yeah,
something like that.
That's the usual shtick at the start of the show, man.
Yeah. So what was that, pork chop?
That tends to be what happens.
Hey, I'm back. And you're correct. I went.
Yeah. So as I was saying, Snow. Yeah, we're not covering any of the cringe award shows this week or any week except for the.
The last time we did that, I else.
Exactly. I mentioned that. Because, like I said, we're not.
Yeah. Besides, much better podcasts are covering the Game Awards. Like, let's say my boy Jace from Cancel His Podcast. Shout out to Jace, you magnificent bastard.
Yeah, and besides, this is funny. Most of you've heard of Benny Johnson, right?
I have no idea what that is, and I don't think I should care. He sounds like a globalist stooge to me.
No, Benny Johnson's actually cool. Remember?
Oh,
yeah, he did a video trying to figure out what's that weird shit that's in the desert, right? There's some. It looks like a freaking demon portal opening its way to hell. On that video I commented, they're promoting a new video game. this is a stupid marketing tactic for a new video game that they're going to unveil during the Game Awards.
And way cooler than the actual video game awards. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I don't know.
Way cooler than they deserve.
Depends on the game. Oh yeah.
If it turns out to suck, just give me my fucking crow pie already.
Yeah, I was going to be for like Diablo 4.
Yes, I heard about that 343. Caleb Hammer is seriously under fire from leftoids. Apparently, managing your money is now a fascist ideal. Unbelievable.
Is everything not a fascist ideal to these jagoffs? Jesus fucking Christ on a pogo stick!
Yeah, especially...
No, can't stop yelling. Maybe you should leave.
Don't worry about it.
Sorry.
But here's the deal. It's like... And the funny thing is... These are the same people that bitch about us seizing Venezuelan tankers and bombing drug boats, where about a decade ago, Obama was doing the same thing in Afghanistan with his fucking drone strikes. These people are hypocrites of the fifth degree. So you can't really you can't expect much from these losers anyhow. But anyway, so Snow, you're working on a new vampire tabletop thing going on. What's going on with that?
Oh, I'm making a vampire game. Well, basically, I'm taking all the things that I like about the World of Darkness and actually give the splats a purpose. Because, congrats, you're basically border guards. You're basically defending the mundane world from elements from other planes of existence. Mm-hmm. In the case of the vampires, Aaron, have you ever played a game called Shadow Man on the N64?
I've heard of that game. I never played it. I think it came out for the PlayStation back then. There is like commercials all over.
Well. And the Dreamcast as well. But point is, in the game I'm making, vampires can go between the land of the living and the land of the dead, and they fight off the armies of the damned.
Yep.
Because the apocalypse rolled out, and it was a draw.
Well, that's one game I want to get downloaded for my retwork. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But getting to the point, we are basically like testing out the game system because yes, I am trying out a thing called Nimble, which is basically think 5e but quicker in combat, much quicker.
Yeah. Yeah, if any faster-paced combat in tabletop is always a good thing. It's something that I want to focus on with the second edition of Ronin, which is, I'm more worried about 1.0. We want to just set the damn tone first. But I do have some stated goals for the second edition and I'll be listing them off once we get the first edition out the door. So,
but we did test it a little bit on combat, especially we found out how deadly ambushes are.
Ooh.
Hello.
Dragon.
Answer is yes.
Yes, Dragon decided to go exploring the bayous and marshes of the area surrounding New Orleans all by himself.
Oh, going into the bayou and going to the bayou by yourself? That's not a good idea.
Without his vehicle, which is amphibious, and in the middle of the night.
Without backup.
Okay, this can only end one way. He's probably gonna he's gonna become a snack for the gators or something worse.
Correct.
And on top of this, his passive perception is a 10.
Wow.
And I thought I made dumb decisions in tabletop. Jeez.
Yeah.
I literally asked him before he set out to do this, like, are you going to bring your vehicle? If he brought his vehicle, he would have survived.
Let me guess. He didn't. He opted not to bring his vehicle, and he got eaten by the gators.
It wasn't gators. I do believe I sent you a photo of what got him.
Oh yeah, that's right. The deer that came that apparently he was inspired.
Not
Yeah,
It's called not deer.
not deer. In other words,
It looks like deer, but not deer.
Yeah, that's what I said. It was not. It was not deer.
yeah, it was basically what deer look like from Local 58.
So,
Yeah.
what happened is, as he was exploring like the second tiny square on the map, I rolled. It was a bat. He got a bad encounter, so I basically rolled for intensity. That was a nat 1. I'm like,
Uh-oh.
ooh.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, literally.
He was not getting a solo monster because no, I'm not going to be that cruel. Plus, get a nat 1 on the encounter roll. So I rolled a d10 to see how many minions he's going to get. Which, by the way, I was going to divide the numbers in half, round it down. I rolled 10. So, 5 elite not deer versus 1 vampire. Okay.
That's not gonna be good.
Dragon was played as a very tough vampire. He had like 30 HP. Because he's the enforcer. He's meant to go into combat and kick ass and take names.
Let me guess, he bit off more than he could chew.
No, he didn't even get that chance. So, obviously, Sneaky Deer is going to be sneaky, so I made my stealth roll. It was way over 10. That's when I checked out, Dragon's actual pass of perception. I'm like, oh no. So, here's the thing about Nimble. And it's a little alteration I did from the actual core Nimble rule. But basically, for defensive characters, because he was completely caught off guard in ambush, so he counts as defenseless.
Oh.
I just rolled the damage die. If I roll a 1, it's a miss. If I roll the max amount of die, aka with a D8 I rolled an 8, explosion die.
Let me guess. You rolled an 8, did you?
No, I did not. But I didn't roll any 1s either.
Yeah, but it's enough to.
Dragon. Poor Dragon took 27 damage, and he was wearing armor, which provided him with soak.
Okay.
Whoa.
As I said, Dragon had only 30 HP. So he was down to 3 after the ambush. So it was his turn. And he's completely surrounded.
Well, he's dead.
So Dragon, one of his action points to basically go, okay, I activate my super strength. Then he activated his Texas Ranger roundhouse kick. He hit 3 of them. 3 of them almost died.
Ooh, so he almost got out, huh?
Then he tried to escape with his super speed. He had to make a bite roll. They had to make a bite roll. He got high. They got nat 20.
Oh.
It was the only nat 20 of the night.
So in other words, so in short, when it came to Dragon,
you lose.
Yeah.
My condolences there, Dragon.
Yeah, he became not deer food.
Yep. So
Again,
so the lesson is don't go into the damn swamps without a vehicle and especially if you're dealing with not deer from local 58, carry a freaking hunting rifle. Anyway, so with that said, we have an absolute king this week. So let's get on to it.
Long may he reign! Long may he reign!
This week...
hello?
Yep, you're here. Anyway, this week we have the incomparable Venger Satanis, one of the best exports in tabletop gaming from Wisconsin since Gary Gygax, who looks a lot like Kane from Command and Conquer. Who knows? Could be the same guy, for all we know. But he has accomplished his goal with his Kickstarter called Pulp-Drenched Cities of Chalt. His goal was was $10,000, and he went 21 above it, made his goal. But there is 17 hours left in this campaign, so everything else after that's now funsies money. So that's why we're promoting him. So at least you know what, you asked for 10, and he should get back a bit more than that. Now, for those of you not in the know, Snow, can you explain what Chalt is?
It's a complete setting that Venger actually made on his own, which started out as a mega dungeon called the Black Pyramid. But basically, it's an alien world. It was after the Cthulhu apocalypse, so things are already weird. And yes, it is a complete desert world. And it's already like 3 massive textbooks in this setting already. And there's been like an actual comic of this setting. A short comic, but a comic nonetheless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And using a variant of 5e that is actually pretty lethal and very easy to understand.
So basically, with Chalt is this: imagine a Lovecraftian nightmare world. That's pretty much it.
And after the Cthulhian apocalypse, too.
Yeah. So I like the introduction to this. Is that real water? A desperate Theba asked, parched from walking the maze of streets looking for dishonest work. You think I'd be scattering Agrabah's gutters if I could afford real water? Zybald said. He was dressed in threadbare tangerine and turquoise robes. You could tell his garment had once been adorned with golden embroidery, signifying noble birth. Every stitch of gold has been removed, sold to the sartorial cartel long ago for safe passage along the Spider Silk Road. You mean it's recycled? My sister in Yog Sagoth. It's synthetic, artificial water, Zybald replied, knowing a woman with her figure would easily be able to quench both their thirsts on tips alone. Come, follow me into the Purple Scorpion Alley. I'll find you something suitable to drink, without Federation suppressants. You ever tried worm wine? Venger. Like I said, this is why I like the Lord of Chalt. It's freaking, like I said, it's like Lovecraftian gone berserk. It's beautiful. So,
And much better writing than a good chunk of modern day tabletop. Let me tell you.
yes. So I believe this. So there's been a series of Chult books he put out over the last 7 years. And he says, and hopefully not my last Chult book. He goes, so he's talking about how Zach made a half lifetime of Vornheim to focus my tentacles on the various cities of Chult. So this is based. So I would say, judging by looking at this, couldn't you say this is a bit of a lore booking? If you think.
It is a lore book, and
Oh yes, it is.
the
Okay.
lore has been expanded beyond the first book. Like, it went down the timeline.
Oh.
Dude, imagine this setting, but with mechs.
Yeah, well, the big
Why are
danger
you
of
talking
the-
about Cthulhu Tech?
Cthulhu Tech.
Which is also owned by leftists, so we do not talk about
Ah,
Yep.
I did not know. Sorry, I'll go to the principal's office.
Yep. Do not mention that thing, please. So yeah, it's principal's office time for you. Where are you, Mr. Garvey?
Now take your ass on down to Oshag Hennessy's office right now and tell him exactly what you did.
Who?
Oshag Hennessy!
Principal O'Shaughnessy?
Get out of my goddamn classroom before I break my foot off in your ass! Insubordinate and churlish.
Also, you should probably go to the principal's
I will
office.
be.
What?
Also, you should
Go
go
ahead.
to the principal's office because you were trying to change the subject.
Well,
Sorry about that.
we're only counting one here. We don't go on a double score system here.
I'm not saying we're going double. I'm just saying for that one in particular, he should be going to the principal office for that as well.
All right.
No.
Anyway, getting back on.
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys.
So
Yeah, not everything is about backs.
yeah. Please never mix your mix in with freaking Lovecraftian horror. Anyway, so he's written about I can't. Sorry, I can't. Sorry if I'm butchering this, Venger. Agrabah, Kradumek, Jalette, Kadath, and more.
Well, not only that, but the timeline had to continue on, so the big threat is no longer Cthulhu stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The big threat are devils.
Oh, devils. That's
Hello.
not good. So he's talking about subterranean sprawls, underground dwellers, and what have you. So not only this serves as a lore book, it also serves as sort of like a guide. Because the reason we do these lore books, and by the way, I am going to get a second look at that lore book because I always have the feeling there's something I forgot to put in, you know. But he says there's also a random table for cyberpunk elements, so there's tables as well. Sinister sex living in buried temples, living inside giant worms. Ooh, nasty.
Living inside giant worms? Hello.
Yeah. By the way, that's the book cover to, I believe, his first book. Shows you shows you what you're in for.
Hell yeah.
And like I said, you can see the Black Pyramid right there.
Yep, there it is. That's the origins of how he went down this Chult rabbit hole, that Black Pyramid. I just like it how he made his own IP out of supposedly a one-off. I mean that's if you really think about it, that's how a lot of good ideas get made. Either that or someone's got a grant, or either that or someone's got an idea they have floating in their head and all of a sudden, okay. It grows.
Yeah,
The tree grows from
Go ahead.
the tree grows a lot of ways in tabletop. That's all I got. That's what I got to say about that.
And the vampire game I'm doing, not trying to change the subject, but to add to the subject. The reason I started working on that vampire is because we played Shadow City. And what was your opinion on Shadow City there, Porkchop?
Needed to cook for maybe a year or two more. Just get... The rules were half done at best. Even when backwards referencing to Shadow Dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Shadow City was made for the Shadow Dark system, which for some reason the writer did not like the encumbrance system of Shadow Dark, even though Shadow Dark made that simple to understand, which is, hey, what is your strength score? 18. Congrats, you have 18 slots for equipment. Oh, Shadow City had to do things differently and get everyone confused about encumbrance.
Yeah.
There was also a lot of ability powers that just sort of said some things and never elaborated on it. Like how some powers just didn't have saves against. Like mind control.
Oh, yeah. So
Yes.
that was what finally kicked me to make a vampire game.
Yeah. So, anyway, so there's a deal right now where if you get the physical book of the Pulp-Drenched Cities of Chult, you'll also get assigned a number hardcover of the Chult book for free. So, of course, there's an extra bucks they'll add for shipping because come on, shipping costs are a nightmare.
Yes.
Paper is heavy.
Yeah, it shows how I like this one to say. This just shows how much my wife wants those boxes of Chult books out of our basement.
You gotta love the guy's sense of humor, man.
Yeah. So that's why you're doing this, Venger. Your wife wants to spring clean the basement. But yeah.
Well, I wouldn't. Well, yeah. I mean, with books that good.
Yeah. So it's 11. So this book is 111 pages in full color. So, and if they said, and there's a stretch goal, not stretch gold. If they hit 15K, which I don't know if they'll get to it, especially there's 17 hours left in this campaign. The print-on-demand softcover book will be a limited edition in the signed hardcover of the highest possible quality. So there will be a softcover if 15,000 is hit, but I don't think that's going to happen. But still,
Hello.
if you're interested in sort of Lovecraftian horrors or eldritch science, or is aesthetic keys. Eldritch, gonzo, science fantasy, post-apocalypse, humor, sleaze, pop culture, and grindhouse. If you're into that shit, back this up and pick it up. You won't regret it.
You know I'm into that sort of stuff. Hell yeah.
So, but with that, I mean, come on, Venger already knows. This man's a king. You already know, my man. So, hold on. Where are you?
Long may he reign!
Long may he reign.
Yep. This man.
And I highly doubt he's going to fail a campaign anytime soon or ever.
Yeah, he's been a long study. He's got a major fan base when it comes to his stuff. So,
And by fail, I mean like once the campaign is done, and everyone gives out their money, he always delivers the product.
Yep.
I think there's one campaign that did in fact fail, but that's because he didn't get the amount of money, so everyone got their money back.
Yeah. So no late books here, people. This isn't.
Exactly.
Yep. This This isn't what happened during the comic. This ain't a CG book, so no late books. That's for damn sure.
Amen.
Yeah.
And we really should play a game of Chalt sometime.
Yeah.
Also, what were you gonna say, Snow?
I was gonna say, yeah, we don't have to wait for like years just to get issue 2 of the Frog comic book.
Cyberfrog?
Yeah. 3 fucking years for that.
3 fucking years? Ouch.
And counting.
Sheesh.
No, I got the issue eventually, but it took 3 years.
Well.
I'm like, what are you doing?
Well, that's a good what you mentioned is a good segue, because we have another group of people that don't know what the fuck they're doing. Oh, now that I say, wait a minute, hold on, I'm getting word from the president about something.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
Of course they don't.
No shit, Sherlock.
Well, anyway, we're also we're talking about the whole Cyberfrog fiasco, and we're talking about the Western AAA gaming industry as well, because as revealed by the lovely couple of Master of the TDS and Writing Raven of Gothic Therapy, 2026 might sound like 1983 in the Western gaming industry, AAA industry.
Speaking of which, anyone brought marshmallows and weenies for that Hindenburg?
All right.
We'll bring it over when it's actually happening. Until then...
Yeah, this is speculation. Because there's been like 1,001...
Don't count chickens.
There's been 1,001 freaking videos writing the freaking eulogy for the Western AAA gaming industry, but for some reason, despite the fact they're held together by duct tape, bubble gum, and freaking P. Diddy's freaking baby oil, it's still chugged along for some reason. Yeah, that's how bad it is. It's
not to mention it's being promoted by soy, so...
It's like, even though they're cringe, they should have been gone years ago. It feels like they keep dancing through the fucking raindrops. I'm starting to think there's some dark funding behind that industry right now, because
there's dark money behind it.
Yeah, there's
dark money.
There's always dark money. Could be BlackRock, who knows? But anyway.
The sooner BlackRock goes belly up, the better off we'll all be for it.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening anytime soon, unless you get a Johnny Silverhand situation. But anyway, so here's what they were talking about. Let's go.
In 2026, the gaming industry changes forever. For years, people have been guessing why everything feels like it's starting to fall apart. Budgets, toxic gamers, DEI, take your pick. But those are the symptoms, not the cause. Behind the scenes, investors already know what's coming. And for the first time, so do we. We got access to investor material, the kind of data you only see in closed-door meetings. This isn't another gaming is dying video. This is the part nobody was supposed to see. 2026 might be the year AAA gaming dies, and no one is ready for it.
I may not be ready for it, but I welcome it regardless.
Hello. I'm Master of the TDS.
And I'm Writing Raven.
And today, we're opening the door.
Into the Twilight Zone?
Not quite, but it's a door into the part of the industry nobody was supposed to see. Before we go any further, let's make something clear. The material came from a gaming industry executive who sat in on a private investor session. None of it is under NDA. Technically, it's public, just not something most people would ever get access to. And that's why it matters.
And before anyone panics, this is exactly why we are allowed to cover it. Sorry to disappoint all the haters hoping we get taken down.
Haters will have to cope, because this was a high-level panel with people who manage billions in gaming investment. People who fund studios, advise publishers, and quietly steer the direction of the entire industry. And they weren't holding back. They were talking openly about what's happening right now and what's coming in 2026.
And no, we're not naming our source. We like this person, we want them to keep their job, and honestly, the important part isn't who they are, it's what the investors are saying.
Exactly, and to put it lightly, they're concerned. The material lays out exactly what they expect in 2026, and none of it looks good.
Concerned is the polite version. To be blunt, they're bracing for the total collapse of the AAA industry as we know it. Yes, you heard that right. Video game Armageddon is coming.
The investors kept circling a few major pressure points they believe are going to push the industry over the edge.
And we're going to break those down in terms us mortals can understand. No finance degree required.
One of the biggest things investors are worried about hits AAA at its foundation. The rules around minors in games are tightening right now, and by April of 2026, the new COPPA compliance deadline lands.
What is COPPA, you ask? COPPA is the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act.
Okay, I heard a lot about COPPA. Now, if you look at the text, mostly this is a pretty decent law. Basically, it's this. They want to stop minors' information from getting online. They want that. Let me start again. They want to stop companies from getting data from minors because because the big reason is it circumvents parents' permission. That's usually which is usually a big no-no.
Yes.
I can understand that.
But I will say this as well. Didn't this shit start out on, YouTube, years ago? Because YouTube was trying to do the YouTube Kids stuff, and a lot of people...
Yep. I mean,
we're trying to smuggle their content through that and say, oh, it's for kids.
Yeah.
Please don't tell me I'll lose money.
Yeah. 343 is right. Yeah, peers should be held accountable for negligence of letting their kids online. Here's the deal. And I know I tend to be pretty... I've say this plenty of times. If I have children, they're not getting a smartphone until they're 16. I mean, that's...
Amen to that, Aaron.
Giving kids a smartphone, you can't even... There's a reason why they have to wait till 16 to drive a goddamn car.
Yeah.
Fucking develop a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, and personally, I don't think any... And personally, I think a lot of multiplayer games... I mean... And don't get me wrong. I don't want to do the... I'm not for that Australian law that bans mine from social media. I think of course the problem was that some platforms got a freaking waiver, which pretty much defeats the purpose. But the thing here is, if you really want to keep minors from being raised by the internet, you don't give them any freaking devices, especially if they can connect to the goddamn internet. Hell, I think even some consoles, I don't feel comfortable giving them one, you know?
I mean, the Xbox with Halo is perfectly fine.
Yeah. Snow, you have something to add?
I get the feeling COPPA is pretty good because this was way back all the way YouTube when a bunch of YouTubers were trying to keep their content to children. The children should not have access to because those content creators did not want to lose out on money.
Mm-hmm.
And this was, and GameFi had to, and basically the government had to step in and tell YouTube, hey, stop it with this shit.
Yeah, they didn't let 1-900 numbers get away with this. Why should Google get away with it? Like I said, these assholes aren't special, especially since they want to use AI to weed out all the freaking weed out a lot of the YouTubers and pretty much restrict it to their partners, which pretty much justifies me running off to Rumble a few years ago, right? And we're only here on YouTube just to see if we can get an audience, and so far it's not working out too well. But eventually it's going to come to a point where YouTube, it ain't going to be YouTube anymore. It's going to be their tube or AI tube or some shit like that. They might as well change the name of it, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, let's continue.
Protecting kids is good. Everyone agrees with that. But the updated rules don't just change what counts as children's data. They also change what games can be treated as child-directed, and that is where the real problem starts.
Originally COPPA-covered names, emails, basic identifiers. The update expands that to biometric and behavioral data. Voice patterns, eye tracking, facial analysis, movement data, basically anything a system can pull from you that can be turned into a profile and then sold to advertisers.
Whew. Yeah, so what this act does, it expands on the original law. So
doesn't this creep you out that they could get all this information?
It does. I mean, here's the deal. About a few years back, I heard some companies, some gaming companies, wanted to do that shit. You basically use your smart TV to pull data from you so they can sell garbage to you, right? But the problem here is, and this has been a big problem as of late, certain call centers have been buying that data, and people have been getting a crap ton of spam calls on a weekly basis.
Oh yeah, my dad got spam called a bunch of times a day already.
Yeah, and the Quartering talked about this shit, and we all know where these call centers are coming from. Okay, I'm trying to think of something here. It's like,
I mean, you don't have to explain more.
Yeah, they're coming from India. So yeah.
Oh my god, I fucking hate these calls from these scam artists.
Yep, Dalit's doing Dalit shit. I mean,
yeah,
they're the reason they're called untouchables. And I'm not talking about the Elliot Ness group that busted Capone.
Good grief.
So there is a lot to be concerned. If your 12-year-old plays Fortnite, then all of a sudden, and they get that data, and then about the next week, the kid's folder is full of spam emails, probably spam emails and freaking voice messages is probably from India or something. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is making me think of the spam sketch from Monty Python.
Don't confuse a bunch of Dalits with Vikings. Vikings are cool. Anyway.
Sorry, I'll go to the principal's office.
I'll waive that one. But anyway, let's continue.
Advertisers getting our data isn't new, but people have no idea how constant it is. Most games collect some version of this without us even noticing, especially multiplayer, which means any studio using these systems is suddenly exposed to massive fines if they mishandle it.
This is why I stay the fuck away from multiplayer games.
I don't blame you, Aaron.
This is where we just need to fucking pass out some law saying, hey, no more live service game. hey, if you're a multiplayer game, collect anything from your player.
Yeah.
The only real multiplayer game I actually play would be Halo and Armored Core 6, and that's about as far as I'll go.
Yeah, like I said, I personally think there should be some heavily restrictions on these games, especially these live service games. Live service games have become in my opinion, it's one of the major scourges why gaming's in a really shit shape as it is right now. But anyway,
tell me about it.
All it is just gambling.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, exactly. It's fucking gambling. Shit, you might as well go to fucking Vegas for that shit. Shit,
or play a fucking gacha game, and at least you get some sex appeal with the gacha game.
That's true.
Which, by the way, I'm saying for adults. Adults. No, your kids should not be touching on a gacha game either.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, like I said,
kids shouldn't be touching a gacha game because they shouldn't have access to your wallet.
Exactly.
True, but I was saying also for another reason, which is, yeah, I know she's fully clothed, but that's skimpy.
Yeah, but anyway, it kind of reminds you of the kid that called those 1-900 sex lines back in the day, and they ran a damn parent's credit card bill. All of a sudden, wait, man, why do I have $400 in phone fees? I never did that, thank God. I knew from a young age they were scams.
I did not do that either, thank you, God.
But the commercials the commercials were entertaining, but that's as far as I'm gonna go with those assholes with that shit. I ain't calling their damn hotline.
Oh, the only commercial I saw comes with those phone numbers was basically Miss Cleo.
Call me now for your free reading.
Yeah, and how the hell do you know any of these ladies are actually hot? I mean, for all we know, the lady we're talking on the phone could be a fat fucking slob with a somewhat sexy voice for some odd reason.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, anyone's seen that? Anyone's seen
Matthew. Go ahead.
I think what you're trying to say is some of these women could have had a face for radio.
Yes, exactly.
What's given is through the phone, and you're not even looking at their faces because, again, this is like 90s.
Mid to late 90s.
Phone did not show you pictures of the person who's calling you. Yeah, probably would have a face for radio. Good thing they're on the phone and they sound sexy. See, the men at the time used a thing called imagination.
Mm-hmm.
Matt. They listen to the sexy voice and they use their imagination to do the rest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, let's keep going.
And here's the catch. Companies cannot collect or process that data from minors without verified parental consent. Real verification. We've already seen platforms like YouTube roll out age verification, and now we understand why.
They're protecting themselves early. And here's the part that really matters. With biometric and behavioral data now protected, and the FTC already forcing parental consent for under 16 monetization.
You know what fucking gets under my skin?
Yeah.
I have to fucking actually show off my credit card to YouTube just so I can watch Benny Johnson, John Delarose, and all these other conservatives.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, it's only for porn sites, guys. Bullshit.
This is why. This is
funny. I never had that. I never had that problem.
That's why. That's why VPNs have become a necessity nowadays.
Yeah, really, and they're already working on getting rid of VPNs. Unfortunately,
They won't be able to here. Overseas they are, but not here.
They'll try.
Well, Cloudflare is definitely doing its part to sucking up to Germany.
Yeah, we'll be talking about the EU shortly after this. But anyway, let's keep going.
We lovingly call around these parts Ew.
Ugh. Anyway.
In real cases, these changes start hitting teen data too. And unless your grandmother's knitting club is secretly a Fortnite squad, most people playing these games are teens.
So when that age group becomes the most regulated, the entire monetization framework holding AAA together gets cut off at the source. Studios now need oversight, not just for kids, but for teens as well.
Studios built on teens being their main revenue stream will have to rebuild from the ground up, and most won't survive. At that point, the studio becomes a headless chicken running around with whatever guts it had left spilled all over the floor.
Yep. And you know what? I'm not blaming the government on this one. I mean, running your business on that model was basically a tightrope to begin with. If something like this comes down, you pretty much bust out. And you know what? I'm not blaming the government for this. These damn AAA gaming studios, they brought this shit on themselves.
Oh, yes. Very much.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It would be nice if they start targeting the kids. They actually make games for adults. That'd be nice.
Yeah, but then again, how the hell they're going to meet their DEI goals? This is probably why This is probably why they were hinging their bets on getting kids and teens data, so they can brainwash them into this. Part of the reason is so they can brainwash them into this DEI crap. Which, again, some of this is still operating in the shadows, despite the fact that publicly, a lot of their publicly, it seems that they're scaling back on it. But the thing here is, they want to hide that under the rug and wait out Trump. That's what I think's going on. I'm
pretty sure it's been in a few of their mission statements.
I guarantee you.
Not mission statements, but
and as been reported by Kirsten, like, I don't know how many times, Aaron?
Yeah.
I mean, she's been reporting on that since day one.
Mm-hmm. It's getting to the point where the evil the scum of our time, they figured, okay, you know what? Let the orange baby have his battle, but once he's gone, we're gonna push 3 times as hard on it. The problem here is they think no one else knows. They think we're all freaking stupid. So
of course they do. They're arrogant assholes.
Go ahead, Pork Chop.
They think everyone's in the group is in lockstep. Some people are just smart enough to see that when they're no longer the top of the food chain, they get eaten.
Yep. And right now it's basically a game of keep them away from the top of the food chain. Because like I said, if their hope right now is somehow a Democrat gets elected in 2028. Which,
good luck with that.
Even with all the turmoil going on the right, I don't think it's still a less than 50-50 chance they'll succeed.
Yeah. After all the shit the left has done, I highly doubt on 2028 there's going to be another, Democrat.
Oh, yeah, 4 years is a long time for voters.
Yeah,
for 4 years. 4 years beyond that, 2032, that may change, especially if the Republicans right now keep fucking it up.
Yeah, now,
which is why we should stop the pendulum at the fucking middle, because good Lord, nobody wants a Bible thump. Nobody wants another Bible thumping satanic panic scenario.
Yeah.
In other words, Golden Raging Eagle was right.
Yeah, you better hope JD gets the nod in 2028. That's all I gotta say. Because he seems to be the pragmatic approach right now, and he seems to be a bit more keyed into the problems than even Trump is.
Yep, JD Vance is looking to be my guy in 2028.
Because the thing about JD Vance is he leans into the memes. They made which
Go ahead.
which is a telltale sign that he gets how the internet works. There's very few politicians who don't understand how the internet works. Like, for instance, they try to do some bullshit on him a couple days ago, where he said that he yelled at his wife Usha, and they had him in a I don't know, must be some AI image with him in a freaking wife beater or something. And
he's like, "Yo, that's a deep fake. Here's proof."
He's like, "Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, because every time he said, yeah, because every time I yell at Usha, I'm wearing a wife beater." Yeah, right.
Yeah, I've never even seen the dude wear a wife beater at all.
Yeah.
And let's be real, dude. He's even far more a gamer than Tim fucking Walls. I mean,
I agree. Yeah, and not only that, he landed himself a hot Indian wife. Anyway,
an actual hot Indian wife at that.
Yeah, really. Anyway, let's keep going.
Well, gather up what's left of those guts and stick a fork in that chicken, because that is only the first way AAA is getting cooked. Now, the next point investors were worried about is where things get dangerous. We talked about children and teen data, but biometric data by itself is a whole separate problem. Some states already regulate biometrics, and in those places, courts have ruled that every single biometric scan counts as its own violation.
Not per user, per scan. Every time the system pulls data from you, that's another fine. That will drain a bank account faster than a lawyer with a grudge.
To be fair, Illinois just moved to cap that kind of per-scan tracking, which tells you how insane the liability was. But investors expect other states to copy the original rule before it gets capped.
And
so basically Illinois saw through that shit, and I think they did it just to protect their buddies, knowing how Illinois politics works.
I gotta ask, why do video game companies need our biometrics?
If you actually continue on, they'll explain why.
Oh yeah.
And how much the amount is.
Yeah.
I watched all of this beforehand.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Just to put this into perspective,
I can only expect
Matthew.
Disgusting. Go ahead.
Well, yeah. Let's keep going. We'll see. We'll get your reaction later. All right.
I will be right back.
Yeah,
but I'm going to get something.
Yeah, I can't fucking talk today. But anyway.
the average VR game scans your face about 60 times per second. Eye tracking, micro expression, spatial orientation, all of it. It sees into your very soul.
Breaking that down, which means math time, unfortunately, 60 scans per second times 60 seconds times 60 minutes, that's 216,000 biometric captures in a single hour.
Okay, let's go back to this math here. If you're getting fined per scan, right?
Yep.
So in that hour space, this is 1 hour, which, and in some cases, the more someone plays a VR thing, it could be like, who knows? Someone might go hardcore, go for like 5 or 6 hours, which is not wise, by the way. So if you're getting fined per scan in an hour, if one person in an hour, and you get fined for all that, you're boned. And that's just one person. 1 hour.
Yeah, this is also not just VR games. This is VTubing models.
Yep.
Oh my god, this is just so disgusting.
Now the question
it's how the entire system works. Biometric data is literally just getting information from you, either basically on a visual or thermal level.
Now the question here is Now, thankfully, when it comes to VTubing models, it's usually handled person to person with consent. So I don't think VTubing is going to get affected by this shit.
Well, that's good.
Also, you really shouldn't be VTubing if you're underage.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Amen to that.
Yeah, don't do that because, like I said, what if you put on like a sexy anime woman or something, and then it turns out the person behind it is a 13-year-old chick. That's gonna sound a little disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
That it's also giving more ammo to the antis too.
Exactly.
Which I'm not about.
Anyway, let's continue.
Metric captures in a.
And if each one counts as a separate.
Hold on.
And if each one counts as a separate violation at $125,000 a pop, that's
25. So 25,000 per violation. Let me get I have my calculator on my phone here.
Oh, they do the math. You don't have to.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
$1.08 billion from one user in 1 hour.
Yeah. $1 billion for one user per 1 hour. Multiply that by how many hours and how many users.
Great.
You're screwed.
If you want to be really funny with this math, do it from the amount of people that played Concord. Just to show you how bone something is.
Oh, yeah. 30
people? Yeah.
30 people. They probably played an hour apiece. So, yeah. That's going to add to their already $400 million budget they tossed down the well.
Oh man, wonder how Concord's doing these days. Oops.
It's
DED. But anyway. Now I understand why Illinois made that decision because that's cruel. That's a little bit excessive. I get it. Yeah. But I don't think, like I said, they need to rethink their tech. Some people need to rethink their tech, especially if you're using it for data purposes.
Yeah, really.
There has to be a way to make sure your data stays in a local file, not on a cloud, okay? It's got to be a local file, okay? Because there's nothing wrong with face scans in and of itself if you're doing it for creative purposes and there's consent involved. But if you're doing it just to snag data from people, that's very creepy. It should be stored locally. I think that should be another requirement. You can only store by that kind of data scan files on a local drive or something like that. You can't store it anywhere else where anyone can somehow get to it. You know, even if it is on even if it is on a private cloud server.
Like, I don't know exactly how the biometric data stuff works, but for online things, it might come down to ping.
Yeah.
Like in multiplayer VR, if it takes if it's having to take a scan, send it to the computer, then go request something to the computer, get it done, and then send it back, it will increase your ping. So there's probably it just sends it over and it can do it on the server side.
Mm-hmm.
That is my unprofessional, barely literate opinion.
Yeah, but anyway,
my opinion. How about you don't do the bioscan at all?
I agree.
You can't do that for VR.
For VR, it's impossible. But the thing about VR multiplayer, like I said, until they perfect it, so you don't have this problem, you shouldn't do it anyhow.
So why do
agree?
So you know how a lot of VR is if you're in a VR game, like you have like 2 sticks or something.
Yeah.
Technically, every time you move one of those or click something on those sticks, that's biometric data. Not to mention all the face scanning, so they can tell where you're looking.
Yeah. But anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. But like I said, they need to find a way to make sure that kind of data doesn't leak into the internet publicly. But anyway, let's continue.
I am never doing that math again.
You don't need to convince me. Math can go sit in the corner and think about what it's done. But I did say we're cooking that headless AAA chicken, and this is the part where it turns to charcoal.
I prefer medium well, so I'm passing on that dinner. But can I keep the guts?
No. I don't even want to know what you're going to use them for.
Fine. Anyway, in all seriousness, this is not sustainable. A single VR session could stack enough penalties to wipe out a studio instantly. And if that enforcement model goes mainstream, VR is more dead than it already looks.
Regulation is one thing, courtrooms are another. And if the first 2 risks weren't enough to convince you the AAA apocalypse is coming, this one will.
You've probably seen a handful of game-related lawsuits float by. A headline here, a case there, the video game addiction filings, the video games cause violence stuff, a kid spending thousands on Raid Shadow Legends using mom and dad's credit card.
Speaking of Raid Shadow Legends, this video is sponsored by...
No one, because we have taste, and Raid Shadow Legends
Thank
belongs
you.
in the trash.
Know your fucking place.
Sorry, Dankula. But that's facts.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I have had enough of that crap for one lifetime. Sheesh.
Anyway.
Trash.
Bashing a terrible mobile game aside, the lawsuits you hear about aren't the real number.
Not even close.
To be blunt, even though bluntness is usually Raven's thing,
I will allow it.
there are over 100 active cases right now targeting addiction mechanics, behavior manipulation, and dark pattern monetization. Over 100. And
yeah, by the way, this isn't your typical violent video game garbage, kind of moral panic garbage. Okay, those things, in most cases they get thrown out, but biometric data and all the others case that leads to privacy lawsuits.
Yeah, because the biometric data is like an invasion of privacy.
It's an invasion of
privacy. That's a big no-no.
And
the video game addiction crap, that's because these guys been shoving in what they like to call surprise mechanics, aka gambling, into the game, so they got a gambling addiction, which is now why they're getting addicted to gaming.
Yeah, that and the fact, like I said, you think people who's addicted to online sportsbook bets are bad? This is low key worse.
Oh yes.
There's streams of VTubers and actual people that do nothing but literally show, hey, this is what I randomly roll in this gacha game.
Mm-hmm.
They do this for hours.
And like I said, I think any transactions if you're paying for something, you should get something right off the bat. All right, none of this surprise mechanics or rolling for this, spending X amount of tokens, and then you're paying actual real money to get X amount of number of tokens. That's ridiculous. I mean, the idea should be you earn those tokens through your gameplay. Okay, I don't think that the mechanic should be gone outright. Just don't put real life money on the table.
Or do what what Enix have done with Octo Traveler 2, because not 2, I mean 0. Octo Traveler 0 was once known as Champions of the Continent.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty much my game of the year at this point.
Yeah. So, like I said, they need to get the real money out of the equation. It's really disgusting. And now it's getting to the point where it's gonna come to a point, and and this is what Gothic Therapy's been talking about. These guys, it's gonna cost them a lot more to keep those garbage these surprise mechanics than it is keeping them, which is a good thing.
Yeah, not to mention gaming should return to the good old days of when we unlocked a secret. When we unlocked a secret, we didn't use money to do that. We used skill and word of mouth.
Exactly. Anyway, let's keep going.
Most people have only heard of maybe 2 or 3 because the media barely touches the rest.
But even if you haven't heard of them, you will. Because 2026 is when the first major cases hit trial or settlement. And that's when we get the rulings and precedents that decide how courts treat behavioral design in games.
And these aren't small claims. These cases argue that mechanics companies use to make people spend money exploit players the same way regulated industries do.
And that might sound good. Cracking down on predatory monetization is a great thing. But when the government is the one doing the cracking, that's where things get messy.
Yeah, they don't take a scalpel to this situation. They like to throw the fucking hammer at it. And considering California, now here's the thing.
Let's be fair. They don't throw the fucking hammer. They tell someone to make the hammer. Then they get another group to supervise the making of the hammer. Then they get someone to use the hammer to crack down, and pay everyone in between.
Yeah, because
I thought it was using a blunt chainsaw.
Yeah. So but like I said, they will go way too far in some of these cases, and I think the reason for that is because any money that's taken from them, they want to claw it back, and I think that's one of the issues. It's a money issue, and it's basically, hey, only we get to do that issue. And it's also and 3, since it's California, it's also an anti-business issue. I mean, you can't even sell lemonade on a corner without Gavin Newsom saying so.
Of fucking course. No one.
Be right back.
No wonder why I'm not in Hotel California. Once you check out, you never fucking leave.
Exactly. Anyway, let's continue.
And if even one of these lawsuits lands, studios will have to rebuild everything. Monetization, retention loops, reward pacing, the entire spine that holds AAA live service together.
And you might ask, where's the downside? Isn't this what gamers have wanted? And yes, long-term, this pushes studios toward better games, but AAA can't adapt like that on the fly.
And that's our problem? I gotta ask, Raven. That's a downside, huh? Half these guys most of these studios are woke. They chug out slap. So them going under, it's not a bad thing.
Supposed to be, I fail to see how this is supposed to be our problem.
Yeah, like I said, it's happened before. This has happened before, back in '83, where the only
European Mira and Aaron were born.
Yeah, we didn't get any significant game design titles in the West for most of them were confined to PC gaming at that time. I mean, it wasn't until like the mid '90s when some of the some Western studios finally broke out. One of them being Bethesda, which might...
Yeah, how is Bethesda doing these days?
They're going to get swallowed. But anyway.
Yeah. Excuse me for asking.
Exactly. You can't rip out the heart of a live service economy halfway through production and expect the game to survive.
And it gets worse. If a court decides these mechanics are harmful, insurance premiums spike. Some studios won't even qualify for liability coverage.
And when that happens, where do you think they make up the difference? We're already hearing talk about $100 games. Imagine what happens once those costs start stacking.
It's not just one lawsuit. It's the beginning of a legal classification, harmful design. And once a court defines something as harmful, every publisher using it gets hit.
And the fallout isn't going to be pretty. Gamers have been warning about this for years. Investors finally agree, and AAA waited way too long to fix it.
In short, the bloodbath is coming.
And you know what? Again, AAA's got no one to blame but themselves. They should have saw this coming, and they should have adjusted. But you know what I think happened? Hubris. Good old freaking hubris.
Yeah. Also, I actually would have preferred Jason Voorhees over Ghostface.
Okay.
I'm back. So what's going on with Ghostface?
No, what? Oh, go ahead, Snow. Go ahead, Snow.
Well, first off, welcome back to the show. But yes, they were talking about how there's going to be a future bloodbath for the AAA industry. Thus, they showed off Ghostface.
Fair enough.
Well, in this,
that's your question.
But like I said, and also like I said, the AAA gaming industry should have saw this coming. But again, the problem with that industry, as we've seen in the last decade, they have a major hubris problem. They think nothing is going to happen, but unfortunately, it always happens. You have to, and you never prepare for it.
They had it coming because people told them, multiple people told them, their audience base told them. It all fell on deaf ears because they had easy access to DGS money, and investors are like, "Okay, you support this woke shit, I'll back you up." Well, the woke shit don't sell, and now the government's going to go after for blood. The gambling mechanics you guys have, not the surprise mechanics, the gambling mechanics, because I choose to be honest.
Yep.
Yeah, they were making more money by doing what they were than changing their ways.
Yeah, like I said, they have tunnel vision. It's like they don't see the freaking albatross coming at their ass, and it's like, oh, that albatross ain't gonna get me. It ain't gonna get me. It's gonna get you, buddy.
Even though the albatross pretty much already got him if they didn't already.
Yeah. Well, anyway, let's continue. We only got a few minutes left on this one.
And it's going to get a whole lot worse before it gets better.
Now that we've gone through the major concerns investors have about the future, the conclusion is obvious. AAA isn't built to survive this. They built their entire system around guaranteed cash flow, and that system was predatory. We told them to change. They refused.
And now it's too late. AAA development takes 5 to 7 years. Most of the games being made right now were planned long before any of this was even on the horizon.
Yeah, and that's another thing. That's another thing that's killing them. This is another thing that's going to kill them.
In other words, folks.
Yeah.
In other words, folks, they built a castle in the middle of a fucking swamp.
Exactly. And long development freaking cycles. Working. I mean, anyone have any idea how long Expedition 33 took in their development cycle?
No clue.
Anyone?
It took years.
Define years. Are we talking? Well, but still.
I'm going to take a guess around 3 years.
Okay, 3 years. That's reasonable.
3 years would be fast.
3 years would be reasonable. Okay, and that usually was the standard. But I think what happened was there's too many cooks in the kitchen. And I think what happened is
it's way too many cooks in the kitchen, and some of them are.
Go ahead, Pork Chop.
It's partially not that. That might be a contributing factor, but for the most part, the more complicated a game gets, the more people that need to work on it. The more people that need to work on it, the longer it's going to take when you don't have sufficient amount of people.
Well,
and benefits cost a lot.
Yeah, this is why I think using AI to do some of the development is actually a good idea. But like I said,
but it can also be a double-edged sword.
That's true. If you use
case in point, we're pointing at Windows 11 because they use AI on that, and look how well Windows 11 is doing.
Yeah, that's why I refuse to upgrade to fucking Windows 11. Go fuck yourself. If it comes down to it, I'm going to Linux.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this right now. Again, I don't see AI as a bad thing. The problem is a bunch of idiots and evil scum are using it incorrectly. Now, if a development studio found a way to use AI properly, and it can cut down on developmental time, then we will see quicker game development cycles going forward, and I think it will happen. You watch. I think that will come to pass. But the problem here is. Go ahead.
As long as AI doesn't piss off the group that it's actually replacing the most, which is middle management.
Well, I don't think it. You know what? It would be better off if some of middle management gets thrown onto the freaking unemployment line, because fuck them.
Yeah.
But I don't.
True.
Yeah, but I don't care for. No one likes middle management. They're like HR. They're basically every HR department in any company. They can go fuck themselves.
Well, I will say this: once these AAA companies start dying out, won't be a middle management.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, the only video. Excuse me. The only video games that we're probably going to be playing from now on until then would be retro indie and middle market.
Well, yeah, it may.
Back to Pork Chop. What do you mean? Can you explain what you just said there?
Middle management is any managerial position between the boss and the base workers that has to deal with people.
Yeah.
Technically, it is HR for the most part.
Yeah. But you don't have that problem if you keep the company small. You will not have that problem when you keep the company small.
Yeah, but some companies do need a certain amount, which is why AI is a threat, because it normally doesn't lie about normal shit.
Yeah. But anyway, let's keep going.
Ryzen. You can't just pivot halfway through a $100 million project.
All of these restrictions and changes hit at the same time, and together they spell disaster for the AAA industry.
We've already seen publishers cutting staff.
Let me go back to the chart here.
And together.
Okay, so yeah, there's some key events that's probably and notice that a couple of them, if not three of them, are our usual European and pro censorship garbage.
Yeah.
Not only gaming in the future, especially if you're in Europe, it's going to be pretty dark for you until you throw off those assholes, and we'll be talking about them in a moment.
Oh, there's a basis me that these politicians are biting the hands that feed them, because a lot of these AAA studios largely supported the leftist government that's trying to destroy them right now.
Yeah. That's what we call the chickens coming home to roost. But anyway.
Oh, yes.
Well, anyway, let's keep going.
They spell disaster for the AAA industry.
We've already seen publishers cutting staff and canceling projects before any of this even hit. That's not coincidence. They know they're in trouble, and they're doing whatever they can to survive.
And here's the part that stings. We warned them. Gamers warned them. We begged them to focus on gameplay and story instead of checkboxes and predatory monetization.
They either ignored the criticism, or they decided they knew better. They lectured their own customers instead of listening. And now the audience has left the building, and they are not coming back.
Pushing DEI and refusing to listen is going to cost them, literally and figuratively. If they'd pushed diversity of thought instead of surface-level agenda storytelling, if they'd listened to fan criticism instead of blaming the fans, they might have had enough goodwill to survive this.
But there is no goodwill left. A studio without its players is a body without blood flow.
These changes are good in the long run, but they're a wolf in sheep's clothing, a Trojan horse. Right now, the government happens to be doing things gamers agree with, but giving them this much power over games? That's not something to take lightly.
Long term, the industry will get better. Better practices, better games. But the path to get there is not going to be pretty.
To any publishers or studios listening, you did this to yourselves.
You made your
Aaron, I
nails.
think there's
Time to
someone in
lie
the background.
Everything we've talked about sounds grim. It'll lead to good things in the end, but at what cost? Government stepping in is not exactly something we should celebrate, but there is hope.
Gaming isn't dying. The version of gaming built on manipulation, hostility towards fans, and bloated budgets is dying. And honestly, good.
When those predatory systems finally get ripped out, the studios left standing will be the ones actually making good games.
Indies walk through this mostly untouched. They don't rely on predatory loops, VR scans, or DEI-driven propaganda. None of the systems being regulated are the ones they build their games on.
And when the air clears, the studios that rise will be the ones that earn player support.
As weird as it sounds, things will get better. And gamers, for the first time in a long while, actually win.
But don't get comfortable, because before the recovery comes the collapse. In short, expect chaos. A lot of studios won't go down quietly, and many will lash out at gamers.
Aaron, here's that background noise again.
Yeah, it's probably a fan.
Yeah, anyway.
Taking accountability.
2026 is the impact year. The meteor that wiped out the dinosaurs. AAA might be headed for extinction.
This isn't speculation. This is what investors controlling billions in gaming capital seem to be preparing for, based on hard data that's already out there. All we've done is translate it and show you not just what's happening, but why.
At least this time, the apocalypse won't be boring. It's going to be a reckoning.
Yep, and we're starting to see it industry-wide. Take-Two, they're, like I said, a lot of the AAA. We're going to see probably by the end of the decade, we're probably going to see a much different gaming industry. And you know what? Some of us who is frozen out of the industry, this is my hope. The guys who got frozen out of the industry because of this garbage, don't be surprised if some of them actually become the new foundation of the next of this next era. Don't be surprised.
And I, for one, welcome that.
Yeah. And hopefully we'll learn a lesson from before and remember to gatekeep the damn industry for a change. Don't let anyone like Saint Anita back in. They fucked it up. They could stay the fuck out. But anyway.
Yeah, the moment Anita starts barging in, we're carrying a cross.
Exactly.
And a hammer and a stake to our heart would do it.
But like I said, so 2026 is not going to be a good year for the industry. That's for damn sure. Now, I do have another video when it comes to the Granite Act, but I'm not going to play because we're running out of time here. But I want to get through this real quick here, because we spent a lot of time with that EU shit going on here, and the reason I want to wrap this up quick because I want to get dinner afterwards. So, but anyway, so now we come to the point so this has become the flashpoint of where the next big free speech battle is. The European Union, otherwise known as Soviet Union 2.0, has saw fit to fine Elon Musk 140 million euros for.
Oh, you're calling it the Soviet Union 2.0?
Yes.
I think it's more of a united socialist party. including Germany.
I prefer calling it the EU.
Yeah. So basically, they find his company that much money, despite the fact he's not even based in any of the European countries. He's based in America, more specifically Austin, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And Elon's telling him basically, oh, you know what? I want to hold on. I already know what's his face his reaction gonna be. Let's see here. I'm trying to find it. Here it is. Oh, here it is.
You know that there's a public perception.
Okay, this is basically Elon's reaction to what the EU wants to do.
You know that there's a public perception that, and you're clarifying this now, but there's a public perception that was part of a apology tour, if you will. That this had been said online. There was all of the criticism.
Don't advertise.
You don't want them to advertise?
No.
What do you mean?
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go yourself.
But
go yourself.
That's basically what he's saying to the EU.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, short, sweet, and to the point, just the way I like it.
And because of that,
he's doing it exactly what 4chan did.
Yeah, and UK's Ofcom has probably joined into the thing, and what they're trying to do is they want every other company outside their freaking borders to censor their users for their own sake.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, best of luck there. So because of that, hold on, where did I put my thing? Okay, so because of that, he's pretty much declared war on the European Union, and now obviously, as usual, the EU is wagging their finger at him and everyone and all the other Americans at this thing, but I would warn the European Union because Elon's got some certain friends that could get his back. Certain friends that could really make things really difficult for the Soviet Union 2.0. And one of those friends happens to be this guy.
The Cheeto in Chief.
Yes, sir. Let's see what he says.
You're talking about, is that European Union or is it... Who did that? European Union or UK?
Yeah, European Commission.
Whoa, that's a nasty one. I don't know.
Oh, by the way, the European Commission, those are the guys that run the EU. Basically, they're a damn Politburo. And hell, it's not just my opinion. I call it a Politburo. I believe a certain former premier of the Soviet Union named Mikhail Gorbachev called it so. So when
that's the Pizza Hut guy, right?
No, Mikhail Gorbachev. You're talking about Trump? Well,
I'm joking.
Well, anyway, so when even the guy who government he used to serve under is calling your government out for doing the same damn thing, you fucked up. And all these idiots that were talking about, and all these idiots that were talking about, oh, but it's different. They're democratically elected. It's like, they said the same thing about the damn...
Democratically elected my ass, dude.
They said the same thing about the damn Politburo back in the day. Give it a rest. But anyway, let's continue.
Elon has not called me to ask for help on that one. But no, it's a tough thing. I don't think it's right. No, I don't think it's right. I don't see, how they can do that. No, I'm not. I'll speak about it later. I'm going to get a full report on it. Look, Europe has to be very careful. They're doing a lot of things. We want to keep Europe. Europe is going in some bad directions. It's very bad for the people.
No shit.
I don't want Europe to change so much. They're going in some very bad directions. That was a big thing.
Yeah. So now Trump has gotten notice of this. I'm sure Elon told him about this whole thing days ago. I think, hell, even after the news came out that his company's going to get fined. But I think what's going to happen, but I'm surprised the EU's got the balls to do this, because they know Elon's going to talk to Trump about this, and that could put the kibosh on some of the deals that they're making.
Oh yeah,
and it will give Trump a lot more leverage. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
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 You sure you want to do that, you Euro commies?
Well, so there's sort of a back and forth on this. One of the main things is, like, Britain itself has shown that if you have money they can access and they want to take it, they will just do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure the EU would be the exact same way. So, like, if you have money in banks in Europe, they'll seize it regardless of what you do in the United States.
Yeah. So in other words,
try to make back what they want.
So in other words, and the fucked up part is, this is how those governments are surviving right now. They're basically stealing other people's money. They're stealing other people's money through that, patent trolling, fines, you name it. They know their shit's unsustainable. But now I wasn't gonna play a video on this, but I haven't heard about Preston Byrne. I never heard of him, but I'm going to follow him after the show. But he's been advocating for a certain bill that's going through Congress right now called the Granite Act. What is the Granite Act, you say? Basically, it allows companies here in America that if you're getting fined by foreign governments, any foreign government, for bullshit for mostly free speech-ish reasons, because, like I said, like what happened with Elon, that they basically fine because they wouldn't censor. They can sue them. They can sue them in an American court, and knowing how a lot of this knowing how our laws are that enshrine free speech, in most cases they'll win. This is basically, I think if this Granite Act passes, which I hope it does, it basically dissuades any foreign government from trying to backdoor their censorship onto American soil and completely circumvent the First Amendment.
From what I've heard, there's also a very sort of funny thing about it, where it's done at the state level. So it's effectively putting the states of the United States on the same level as other countries.
Yes, and like I said, also, it's not just they're probably going to be doing Elon's case. These are the same guys, Preston Byrne and Ron Coleman. They're doing pro bono work for 4chan to help them in their case against Ofcom. So, and like I said, the thing was, here's what I think what's going on with the EU with their censorship plan. Their plan depended wholly on the cackler getting into office, which didn't happen. Because you knew the cackler administration, or whatever strings those days put, because we all know, oh, she's a fucking drunk idiot.
who probably would have got us into World War III if she had her way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have no idea how much of a bullet we dodged.
Oh, yeah, we dodged a freaking rocket. Now, and considering that she was pro-censorship, they would have found a way to silence Americans through foreign law, which pretty much goes against the purpose of our founding document, our founding principles anyway. Mm-hmm. So the thing when Trump's administration got in, I think instead of Preston Byrne and Ron Coleman suing the government for this, they basically made a request to the Trump administration, more specifically their DOJ. And even though, yes, I know Pam Bondi's a freaking idiot, either an idiot or in on the bullshit, but there was this one good thing that she did is like, when she got their request, she's like, okay. So basically, they don't get the notice. They don't get any DOJ notices that foreign government wants you to censor somebody or they'll sue them and our government acts as pretty much as the go-between, which now is no longer the case. Now, what the Granite Act does is this stops this shit cold, even if, God forbid, a Democrat wins in 2028.
Thank you.
Because this pretty much enshrines these protections from foreign governments into law. And if they try to repeal it, it would be an optics Armageddon for them. So, I hope to God that this is one of the acts that don't get tabled or slow walked, because there is no, and why should there? There's no argument against it, because if any Republican in a congressman goes against it, it's going to screw them.
Yeah. Not to mention, we can't really rely on those so-called checks and balances that my mom keeps harping on about, that thinks will protect the American people from any tyranny, and to keep protecting us from any tyranny, because it's still up to the American people.
Yeah, exactly. That's how these awfuls see everything. It's not tyranny when we do it. We're doing it for your own good. Go fuck yourself. Anyway. But like I said, I would like to play the video, but we're running short on time here, so.
Yeah. I want to get to Florida Man already.
Yeah. So as far as the EU is concerned, and I'm sorry we didn't spend more time, even though this was the topic of our video. But I hope to God the Granite Act gets passed. I hope to God Trump acts on them, basically gets the EU to back off. And what I hope happens is the EU needs to be fucking dismantled. Which, considering their Islamic problem, it's gonna happen one way or another.
Either that or Somalians.
Hopefully it doesn't get replaced with the caliphate.
Oh yeah, God, I hope not. I mean, hell, yeah. Even the guys in UK are tired of this. I think UK might actually get out of this, provided if Nigel gets in. But
I am not going to say that any politician is going to be able to fix.
That's true. That's true. I mean,
that, and they have so thoroughly disarmed their populace that you can't go out with a box cutter. Like it would literally be. It would have to be a higher level manipulation of government.
Are you talking about they got to go full Cromwell, right?
No, I'm saying they have to go full feudal, in which you have to get people with a stake in higher authority to actually pull the trigger on stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if the thing.
Like the citizens don't have any of the tools to change a government that is that corrupt.
Yeah, unlike what we do, but like I said, arguably our bureaucracy is even worse. Our bureaucracy is even worse.
Yeah. By the way, isn't Snow trying to speak?
Snow, is there anything you want to add?
No, just keep talking.
All right.
Oh, okay. I haven't heard from him in a while.
Yeah, I was listening. I
All
really
right.
got nothing to add right now.
But on that note, I know we took a bit of a break because of Thanksgiving and Caleb Hammer, but it's that time again, folks. It is once again time for the ever-continuing adventures of... Where the hell are you? Florida Man! Oh, we got a good one for you tonight.
No one told you life was gonna be this way. Your job's a joke.
Yeah, that store definitely sells good liquor.
No recollection of that happening at all.
Well, this store sells some good liquor.
There's sea potatoes.
And what?
Hey, big boy. Sorry to leave you hanging for the last couple weeks, but here you go. Probably got some leftover Thanksgiving turkey in the freezer. But anyway, well, not the freezer, the refrigerator. But anyway, we got one hell of a Florida Man story for you this week. And this comes in the form of this situation. I believe and yes, there's a fucking video. Let's watch.
At WeatherTight Windows, we have been working with Tampa Bay families for over 15 years.
I don't care about.
We know how
I don't care about ads. Get out of here.
Give WeatherTight Windows a
Fucking
call.
ads.
Because
I
I
hate
know how
ads.
important it is protecting your family.
Happy holidays.
New at 5, a man tells deputies that he was teleported into a stolen car.
But a trail of destruction tells
Hold
a
on.
much clearer story.
Hold on.
Fox 30
Hold on. Let's roll that back a bit more, because I think this is pretty important.
New at 5, a man tells deputies that he was teleported into a stolen car.
But a trail of destruction.
Did you hear that right? You got teleported into a stolo.
What?
Huh?
Teleported into a stolen car.
Yeah, I believe the teleportation device was a thing called drugs.
Yep. Well, anyway. Yeah.
Would the drugs be either meth or crack?
Let's find out. And already we're starting to see this what this guy looks like. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking fentanyl.
Yeah, look at this guy. Yep. Sounds like he's been doing too much. He's just doing some funny sand there.
35
Hey,
is a wild body camera video that has many people saying only in Florida.
Yep.
Deputies hear a lot of excuses when they ask people, so why'd you do it? But this is a new one.
I don't know. I teleported or something. Where'd you get the car from? I don't know. It's Calvin. I don't know. I teleported.
Teleportation device being meth.
And you heard him right. He told the deputy he teleported into a stolen car and crashed
Yeah,
it.
that teleportation device had to have been powered by meth.
All right, hold on. Let me go back because I'm talking over this thing. Here we go.
And crashed it.
Signal 20 said. He stole the car.
This started at Bicentennial Park in Ormond Beach. A man walking his dog left the keys of his BMW convertible in the car, and deputies say...
Well, that was pretty stupid. That was
no
pretty stupid.
shit, dude.
Dude, this is Florida, buddy. I mean, yeah, don't leave your keys in the freaking car. You don't know if some meth head's gonna come in there and drive off with it.
Dude comes in all zombified by drugs.
Oh my
goodness. Keys in the car. His brain's not 100%. He's like, free ride! It's not even contemplating stealing. He's probably thinking like free rides or something.
Yeah, or maybe being, or listening to the little elves in his head. Anyway. Exactly.
Would that little elf be called Matt?
Possibly.
A witness describes the strange interaction he had with the suspect.
Why are you guys pointing at me? I'm completely innocent of that.
Yeah. Anyway.
Meth, not Matt.
Meth. M-E-T-H.
Yes.
It sounded. Yeah. Yeah, I'll go with
it was you. It wouldn't be a Florida man incident. It would be an obituary.
Yeah, by the way, yeah. Principal's office for you.
Now take your ass on down to Oshag Hennessy's office right now and tell him exactly what you did.
Who?
Oshag Hennessy!
Principal O'Shaughnessy?
Get out of my goddamn classroom before I break my foot off in your ass! Insubordinate and churlish.
One more
What
fuck
can
up.
I say makes for some good black comedy?
One more fuck up and it's snack time. Anyway.
Wait, how did you get to conflate the two?
Interaction he had with the suspect.
How did you get into it? It was a guy probably maybe 30 years old. It wasn't his car?
No.
He kept asking for a light, and I was like, how in the world does he have a BMW if he doesn't have a light for a cigarette?
A few minutes later, this happens.
130 miles an hour, and I swear to God.
The stolen BMW crashes at Old Dixie Highway and
Whoa, that is some twisted metal.
Good Samaritans stop to help.
Oh my god. You know, how's he gonna explain this to his insurance? Some drug addict came. Yeah, that's true. I mean that's probably why car insurance rates are so fucking high down here. Because you got fucking drug addicts go stealing your cars and then going on like a 150 mile an hour joyrides.
Oh, I can see how the guy can explain it. He's like, I left my keys in my vehicle for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, he was probably going there just to grab something, right? And then some freaking drug addict came around and just took his car. See, this is why in my line of work, whenever I'm making a delivery to an apartment building, I turn the car off.
Bingo.
Turn the car off, take the keys with you.
Yeah,
You don't trust anyone.
Yeah, if you can't keep your car in your sight, don't leave it running.
Yeah. Smart man.
Yeah, or if you're like 20 steps away, you got to take the keys with you. But anyway.
Cut him out of his seat. It's not his.
And then everyone learns the car is stolen.
You saved me from the aliens.
Aliens.
Save me from the aliens.
Okay. Did the aliens have space coke?
Oh God, this is something for the raw deal.
Oh boy.
Get off.
After the deputy puts out the lingering
brains. We'll offer you cocaine.
Yep. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. Anyway.
Yeah. Especially space coke.
Mm-hmm.
As they won Cheech and Chong in the test.
Mm-hmm.
After the deputy puts out the lingering fire, the suspect is driven, not teleported, to the hospital and then to jail. Chancellor Wynn, Fox 35 News.
And that convertible was not the only Volusia County crash caught on camera. A car took a nosedive into Lake Monroe, and deputies jumped in the water to save the driver.
2 for the price of 1?
You count from the door? Sorry about that.
It's the hill, gravity, and everything's not working on his side.
I'm so sorry. You're good. Just have a seat for me. Fire department's right here. Have a seat, okay?
I'm trying to hear it here.
It's all good. It's all good.
Some tells me he was like dead tired. That's another thing, people. Don't drive when you're tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're very tired, driving at that is the same as driving drunk.
Pretty much.
I will also say this. That's started to become common as people are forced to take like second or third jobs.
Yeah.
Because we can't really afford stuff now due to how shitty this economy is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Biden.
Yeah, really. We all know who to blame this one, but yeah, that's why I don't buy the Democrats' little thing about my affordability. Dude, your boy did that. You think we got very short-term memories, huh? Idiots. Anyway.
Yeah, even my dear mother clearly thinks Trump's.
Let me speak.
Okay.
But I was about to say, yeah, it's getting to the point where Washington, D.C. has to do something.
Yeah.
They have to do something to get some fucking jobs here.
Mm-hmm. And don't give it to freaking and don't give it to no Pinder down the street there, buddy. Anyway.
This happened around 8:30 last night in Deltona. Deputies say the driver was on Lakeshore Drive when he swerved to miss a deer. Well, he ended up going off the road and into the lake. Luckily, he was not hurt.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You ever tried deer?
It wasn't his fault. It was the deer.
You damn deer. It's always freaking deer. God, I hate deer. Yeah.
It still might be his fault, depending on how fast you should be going in that area and how much attention he was actually paying.
Yeah. Now, you know what?
My area is lousy with deer, but I drive at a reasonable speed because I know they're here.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's see if I can find the body cam thing, because I want to find. Let's see, Volusia County body cam, because I want to see this. And by the way, Volusia County, I believe it's in the east coast of Florida, so I think it's closer to Orlando than it is to Tampa. I'm trying to find the teleported. Okay. Here. I think this is it right here. Because this way we get the thing without all the news commentary. Okay, I found a video. Check this out. Let's check out let's watch it. Let's watch it in its full glory. It's only a few minutes, so.
Hi. What's going on? I got my car stolen. From here? Yeah.
That's the driver of the car, unfortunately.
I got here at 2:45, and I came back down here at 3:30, and it was gone. I had left.
Oh, so he wasn't there for 5 minutes. He was there for a half hour. Bad idea there, buddy. Always take the keys with you.
If nothing else, put it on your leash. Like, put the keys on your leash.
Or better yet, like,
yeah, really.
But then again, you know what could have also happened? He probably forgot the keys in his car. That tends to happen sometimes. Anyway.
Keys in the cup holder and closed the cup holder. Okay. And so. Okay. Were you out here with anybody that?
Hold on a second.
3:30, and it was gone. I had left the keys in the cup holder and closed the cup.
No. Don't do that. Don't do that. Always take your keys with you.
That is just stupid, man.
Especially if it's a Beamer. It goes double if it's a convertible, okay? Whenever I go anywhere in my Audi, I always take the keys with me. I mean, sure, it's an old car, but an Audi's an Audi.
Okay.
Anyway.
Holder.
Yeah.
Okay. And so. Okay. Were you out here with anybody that might have grabbed it? That might have went.
Somebody you were with that might have taken it home or anything?
No, I was by myself.
All right.
Yeah.
Who'd you see get into it?
It was a guy probably maybe 30 years old. It wasn't his car.
No.
I kept looking at him because he asked me if I had a light. I was like, there's no way he drives a BMW.
Would you be able to identify that guy if you ever saw him again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's a 30-year-old white male?
I would say 30-year-old white male, shoulder-length hair.
Blonde?
Yeah,
blonde,
he looked a
shoulder.
little bit like me when I was younger. He kept asking for a light, and I was like, how in the world does he have a BMW if he doesn't have a light for a cigarette?
Okay, blonde, shoulder-length hair.
Yep.
Oh, and here's what happened.
130 miles an hour, and I swear to God, that's his boat. You have a fire extinguisher?
I got in the car. I don't know. I teleported or something.
Where'd you get the car from?
I don't know. It's Calvin.
Side?
You know what this guy reminds me of? He reminds me of the Scorpio killer from Dirty Harry.
Oh my God, dude.
That's what he reminds me of the Scorpio killer from Dirty Harry.
Only, I think he's just a failure meth addict.
Yeah.
Like, he's not going to kill ya. But he'll real fucking take advantage of ya.
Oh, yeah. He needs he needs more money for meth.
I don't know. I teleported.
Officer, where's your fire extinguisher? Come over here. Give me just one second.
Yeah.
Put your hands up on my car.
Yes, sir. I can teleport or the
It's that. Oh, no, that's part of
Did you
his
come
hoodie.
from Vice?
What was that?
I was about to say, is that a scarf around his neck? No, that was part of his hoodie.
That's part of his hoodie.
Centennial Park? You came from that Bicentennial Park?
Came from north. They told me to expand to do it.
Okay, but...
They said what?
They told me to expand to do it.
No. Okay, but the...
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's on meth.
Yeah.
That or he's off his meds.
Yeah, off his
Like,
that's good.
listening to him, he doesn't look as emaciated as meth addicts tend to look. So he might be off his meds.
Yep.
Possibly.
Anyway.
Either way.
I don't know. X-Men told me that I don't do
Either
that
way,
stuff.
he's blaming shit on X-Men right now.
Marvel's done a lot wrong, not this.
Nine Hamilton, someone told me to give me it.
Just sit tight.
Someone's in my head.
Cut him out of his seat. It's
Someone
not his.
told me in my head.
You know what a fire extinguisher is? I don't want the wood.
I got one secure.
Thank you for saving me.
Give me just one second. That's not going to catch enough.
Thank you for Thank you for saving me, man.
Meth is a hell of a drug.
Oh my God. Again, he could be off his meds though.
Either way, dude.
I mean, he also could also have a concussion too at this point.
That's true. That was a nasty crash.
Yeah, it's a nasty crash, and airbags are not about keeping you in one piece. They're about keeping you alive.
Yeah.
I don't know how I got him out.
Yeah, signal 20 says.
Oh, also he said that they had to cut him out of the car. So that
Cut
probably
him out of
how-
his seatbelt.
Yeah. Anyway.
He stole the car.
I don't know how I got him out. I promise God.
Hey, can you give me that tag?
So good, Christmas Martin. It's all this time.
Go ahead with it.
Oh, you saved me from the aliens. Yeah, it's water.
Okay. A little bit easy. Watch your lips. Yeah, it's one on the same. Okay.
I told my tongue. It's like, hey, yo. I go, I can't restore.
Do us a favor. Step forward. Step forward. Step forward. It went for that seatbelt. Step forward. Step forward. Stop. Don't go nowhere.
Well, then they have to put the fire out.
Do you have an ID on you?
I don't know how I got in there.
Yes. Yeah.
Water. Can I get some water?
Yeah, we'll get some more.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're gonna need to go to the hospital,
You wanna
right?
hold my face? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So yeah. Don't
my God, dude.
Don't do drugs, people. Don't do drugs, kids.
Or if you're assigned drugs, don't get off them.
Yeah, especially some medication. But still, even if you're not but if they're not prescribed to you, drugs are bad, okay? Anyway, so with that said, we're gonna wrap up the show real quick because I gotta go down to tea flask because I'm starving. So, on that note, gentlemen, I bid you good night.
Night.
Good night, Aaron.
All right.
Have a good evening.
All right. Okay, so now it's just me. So let's talk about what we're doing tomorrow. Yep, we are in the home stretch of RoboCop Rogue City. Well, at least the main game, of course. Well, we still got unfinished business to do, so we're not going to hit the end of the playthrough in its entirety yet. But for the main game of Rogue City, yes, we are in the home stretch tomorrow. So we're gonna finish that off tomorrow because now it seems old Timu Hans have gotten his hands on the failure brigade, and now he's gonna turn Detroit into a freaking war zone. So our mission should, as we will accept it, is to stop the chaos and take out Timu Hans, preferably by dropping him off a big, very tall building. So with that said, until tomorrow night, God bless you. Take care of yourself. And hey, it's a really nasty world out there, especially nowadays. And especially with when you got freaking weird ass guys off their meds or out drug addicts stealing your convertibles. So please be careful out there. Just remember, this little industry of ours, we built it. It's not for the tourists or the corpos and the activists to take. So gatekeep your tables and gatekeep your hobbies. Good night, everybody. We will see you back tomorrow night.
Good night, ladies.
Good night, sir.
Hit it, sweetheart.